Okay, look that if you work with inventory in Excel and you have a list of products, you just go to the button, Update Images, and the VBA code automatically pull the images that you have saved on your computer into this Excel table. So using a very simple VBA code that actually this is already done. So we just need to copy and paste into your Excel and that's it. So step by step from scratch, let's see how can we set up this same scenario where you have different products, a list of products, and just clicking on a button, Excel from your computer photos, folders, it's going to search everything and it's going to match the correct image with the correct product. To get started, we need to have two things that are very important. The first one is going to be the VBA code that I'm going to leave in the description so you can click and download this Excel file with the VBA code, right? We don't need to copy the code right now. And the second thing that is very important is the list of products that you want to use. However, you don't need to have the entire list right now because you can add new products later. So if you have new products in the future, you can, of course, continue to row under another row, adding new products. So it's just important to have a unique list using one specific column and stack one product on top of another, etc. One under another one. Here I have the product name as the label, and it's very important to use a certain name that is going to match with the VBA code. So product name is going to match with this line of code right here. If you want to use a different column name, of course you can. However, you need to match the VBA code with the table label column. So make sure you match those names. Product name, product name. And the second important thing is going to be the second important column, image. I need to have a column called image because in the VBA code, I have image as a criteria. And if I want to change to something else, of course, like picture, for example, yes, I can. However, I also need to change right here to match the information. Let me go back to the table itself where I have this range with the products, and let me transform it in such a way that it's look like real life. So we might have here the update date, the quantity on hand. Maybe we can also have price, the shelf location, some notes, and finally image. Be mindful because those two columns are very important. Product name and image. Again, they need to match with the VBA code with those certain criteria. Product name and image. Now what we need to do is I need to transform this range into a table because the table is what is going to be used in the VBA code. Excel is not going to try to return the range of cells, but it's going to return the range of the table. So table is important. Select everything you have, the entire range, insert an Excel table. Make sure you mark the option. Yes, my table has headers, and then OK. Now we have a real table in Excel. Let me increase quite a bit the column C and also the image column to have space to properly visualize the images. And let's move on to other step. We're done with the first adjustments. The second thing that I think is crucial, table design, go all the way here to the left. And as the table name, you need to label it as table 1, table 1. This is important. Let me go back to the VBA code. Now we can copy this code and make it work. But be mindful about two criteria that are being missing here because we did not talk about yet. The first is going to be the address where you have your images. In my case, my images are located in the C folder, users, Jopa, downloads, okay? If you want to use a different location, you need to change this address. And all the images I'm going to use are saved as PNG, .png. This is the extension. Okay, maybe you have a different type of file Don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to convert all the images to PNG. It's very easy, right? Okay, let me select everything I have here, all the way down, okay? Control C to copy, and make sure you go to the developer tab. But if you don't have the developer tab enabled, you can go to the home tab, click in any blank spot, right click, customize the ribbon, and here you can activate the developer tab. Instead of use popular commands, make sure we select all tabs, and here you can find developer, click on it, click add, and then click OK. That's it. This is how you enable the developer tab. Once you are here on the developer tab, you can go to Visual Basic, because Excel is going to open this new window for you. And all the way here to the left, you can right click, go to insert a new module. In this new module, you can also double click it, 1, 2, just to make sure you select. Let me paste the VBA code we just copied. Right click, paste, that's it, we're done. Let me close this dialog box. Let me go back to the first sheet where I have my table, and is going to work the code that I did? I hope so, but we still have some adjustments to do. So let me open my computer folder where I have my images, and from this folder I want to return all the images that I have, but there is some important details we need to pay attention to. Let's say my first product is going to be wireless mouse black. This is the name of the product, and the name of the product needs to match with the name of the image. So the same characters, the same space, the same symbols, everything you have, all the characters need to match with the image name. So right here I have the same image name, wireless mouse black, and on top of that I have .png at the end. And this is also very important. If you are using Windows, it's very easy to change the extension of the file. Maybe if you can change using this image directly, you can go here to the View tab and allow to see the file name extensions. So mark this option. Once you do that, you can go back to the image, right click, rename, and then you can change the extension. Let's say you are using a different one. You can right click, rename, and go to .png and get rid of the other extension you are using before. Enter, okay, yeah, that's it. Now with all those images in my computer, I can make sure I run the VBA code. And I don't need to have all the images right now, because I can run the code again and again later. There's no problem with it. In order to run the code, I think it's easier to insert a shape to create a button. Click on the rectangle around the corners. Click, hold, and drag to draw the shape in the screen. And with this frame right here, I want to convert it into a button. And how to do it? Let me go to shape format, choose a layout that I like, maybe orange-ish one. Double click within, 1, 2, and let's insert a title. Maybe update images. Let me select everything. Go to the home tab, increase the font size. We can align it in the middle, vertically and horizontal. And okay, so this is the button I'm going to use. Right click on this button and we can go to assign macro. Once we open this dialog box, I want to select insert product image underscore button. That is the macro that we are currently using. Okay. And that's it, guys. We're done. Let's check if it works. Click on the button, 3, 2, 1, go. And here we have all the images to the products that we have. And we also have this pop-up. So 6 images inserted and 14 images not found. And why is the reason that I have 14 images not found? Maybe because the name is incorrect, or maybe because I don't have the images itself. And in this case, I don't have the images. I don't have all the images, but the images that I have are already up here in the screen. Another thing that you may actually see is Once we insert the images, the rows got way taller. And this is because we need space to display the image. But the problem is with the button. Because the rows increase its height, also the button does. So instead of all the time, if we have some resize in the columns or in the rows, we have also the button that is going to follow as well. We can right click on the button and make sure it's not going to change its sizes. So we can go to size and properties. To this panel in the right, we can go to properties and don't move or size with cells. That's it. Let me close this panel. Let me reduce and resize the button again. It's not going to happen again, okay? And we can also do other changes to the table itself. Maybe we can select everything, go to the Home tab, and make sure we align vertically and horizontally everything. Okay, now it's better. And on top of that, something very cool is if we only check for some products, let's say I only want to see, go to the filter, the products that are the Bluetooth speaker and maybe the mechanical keyboard. And that's it. Let me click OK. The table is going to filter those products and only show me the images corresponding to those products. So now it's very good. It's working just fine. And if I need to add more products in the future, let me clear the table. All the way down here, I can add new products. I can go to the last row of Excel of this table and then new item, enter. Automatically, I'm going to have a new row with this new information. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to create a VBA code, not exactly on how to create a VBA code, however, how to make it work on a real world situation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I see you in the next one. And guys, just a quick reminder. Once you're done with the VBA code, it's very important to properly save the Excel file to XLSM, or in other words, macro enabled workbook. To do that, we can go to the file and then save as, browse. You can save the Excel file anywhere on your computer, but the important thing is here, save as type. You need to check for the second option, Excel macro enabled workbook. That's it, because this extension is going to allow you to save the macro. So if you want to run the macro again and again and again, you already have the proper format. If you save the Excel file with the standard extension, Excel is not going to save the code for you. So make sure you use this extension right here.